First things first, I just want to say that I love both Oblivion and Skyrim. They're both fantastic games, and despite what I say in the rest of the video, I by no means think the Skyrim Thieves Guild questline is bad. It's just not as good as Oblivion's was in my opinion. My reasoning for this is that Skyrim's quests in general just lack the same level of scope that most of Oblivion's main questline had, especially in the Thieves Guild. This is because in the first 10 minutes of walking into the Imperial City for the first time in Oblivion, you're almost guaranteed to hear the guards talking about the notorious criminal known as the Grey Fox. You hear the common folk whispering about all of his, in a Robin Hood sort of way, good deeds, and the beggars all love him. It establishes a total mystery about this man, and it doesn't go out of its way to force you to know that he's part of the guild questline, because he's his own threat. In contrast, the first time you walk into Riften, you're almost entirely forced into the questline when Brynjolf immediately walks up to you, fucking, how you doing there, lad, and forces you to start the questline. Skyrim makes absolutely sure you know that this is the Thieves Guild starting quest, whereas in Oblivion, unless you specifically looked up how to join the guild, you had to notice by chance that a group of people met in the dead of night, every night, from exactly midnight to 1 a.m., and you had to talk to them first in their obviously clandestine meeting before you even found out that was how you joined the guild. Even in the first quest, Oblivion's questline is set up with intrigue and mystery, whereas to me, Skyrim quest just shouts, "This is where you do the crouchy thing for money!" This trend continues as you do more and more quests in each line, because after you prove yourself by doing a few quests in Oblivion, you get an immediate and noticeable promotion in the guild, with the access to better fences with higher selling prices, and a new domain that will provide you with new quests that are better than the last, until you're talking with the oh-so-esteemed Grey Fox that's been hyped up since the very start of the game. The only real thing that happens in the Skyrim questline is you get some new armors that are awarded at different ranks that are barely, if at all, better than the player-crafted items, and a couple of new abilities in the very late quests. Skyrim just never felt like I was doing anything all that impactful until maybe the final 3 or 4 quests where you become one of Nocturnal's guards and stop a traitor. Woohoo, I guess. But in Oblivion, on the 3rd quest, you steal tax records from the guards to give back money to the poor, and in the 6th, you steal the Archmage's staff from his private quarters in the Arcane University to get the guards that have sectioned off an entire area of the city to go back to their regular posts. And then you give it back just because you're a nice guy. And in the final 4, you steal 3 legendary artifacts that you then use to sneak into the Imperial Palace and steal a motherfucking Elder Scroll that you then use to remove a curse from the Grey Fox so that he can go back to being the missing Count from Coral that everybody has been talking about since the beginning of the game. I guess you get to become the Guildmaster in both games, but even with that, Skyrim didn't do as good of a job because you get to, well, shit, it doesn't even really do anything other than give an armor set and unlock a new room in the already livable guild area. But in Oblivion, you get Nocturnal's Cowl that when worn will prevent you from receiving any bounty, as any crimes you commit while wearing it are attributed to the Grey Fox instead of you. In addition to that, because the Thieves Guild never actually had an official base of operations before, a brand new player house has opened up that only you have access to in the old abandoned building that, at least me personally, had been curious about since I started the game. It just felt so much more rewarding than Skyrim, and it makes you feel like you actually earned it because you were acting as more of a Robin Hood than the literal hired muscle you were in the first half of Skyrim's Thieves Guild questline. However, I've gushed over Oblivion enough for one day, and I don't feel like having the Bethesda Inquisition come to burn me at the stake because I liked an outdated game, so I'm going to leave it here for now. For the 2 people that watched this video, let me know if you want me to do another video on a different Skyrim/Oblivion questline, because personally, I think pretty much all of Oblivion's questlines are better, except for maybe the Dark Brotherhood and potentially Fighters Guild. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you next time I find something I want to talk about.